Good evening, I'm Maham Tawa with the news-making headlines around the world. His Highness the Emir receives the Speaker of the Shura Council of the Sultanate of Oman on the occasion of his visit to the country. His Highness the Emir returns home following a visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for summit talks with the custodian of the two holy mosques. Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs discusses bilateral relations with the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan. And the State of Kuwait expresses deep concern towards the political turmoil in Yemen and calls on the international community to get involved. In our first item, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received this morning at Bayan Palace His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah. The Emir also received His Highness Sheikh Nasser Al-Muhammad Al-Ahmed Al-Sabah. His Highness the Emir then received His Highness Sheikh Jabir Al-Mubarak Al-Hamid Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah received this morning at Bayan Palace in the presence of His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, the National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanim, accompanied by the Speaker of the Shura Council of the Sultanate of Oman Sheikh Khalid bin Hinal Al-Maouli and his accompanying delegation on the occasion of his visit to the country. His Highness the Emir also received the Chairman of the Arab and International Relations Council, Mohammed Jassim Al-Sagr, and board members on the occasion of convening the fourth meeting of the Council's Board of Trustees in Kuwait. His Highness the Emir then received the Vice President of the Republic of Iraq and the First Deputy Chairman of the Arab and International Relations Council, Iyad Alawi, on the occasion of his visit to the country. His Highness the Emir later received the board member of the Arab and International Relations Council, Qatar's former Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, Sheikh Hamad bin Jassim Al Thani, on the occasion of his visit to the country. The meetings were attended by the Deputy Minister of the Emiri Diwan Affairs, Sheikh Ali Jarrah Al Sabah. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah and the official accompanying delegation returned home this morning after paying a visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Highness the Emir was received at the airport by His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, the National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al Ghanem, His Highness Sheikh Jabir Al Mubarak Al Hamad Al Sabah, the Prime Minister, Minister of the Emiri Diwan Affairs Sheikh Nasser Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, and the Saudi Ambassador to the State of Kuwait Dr. Abdulaziz bin Ibrahim Al Faiz. His Highness the Emir was accompanied by an official delegation including First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, the Director of the Office of His Highness the Emir Ahmed Fahd Al Fahd, the Emiri Chief of Protocols Sheikh Khalid Al Abdullah Sabah Al Nasr Al Sabah, Secretary of the Emiri Diwan for Media and Cultural Affairs Yusuf Hamad Al Rumi, and Kuwait's Ambassador to the Saudi Kingdom Sheikh Thamir Jaber Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah sent a cable to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, to express his thanks and appreciation for the warm welcome and hospitality accorded to His Highness during his brotherly visit to the kingdom. His Highness said this hospitality and welcome reflected the cordial and historic relations which bind together the two countries and their people. His Highness also expressed deep pleasure at the meeting with the custodian of the two holy mosques, wishing him all the best of health and more prosperity and success to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia under his wise leadership. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah met in Riyadh yesterday evening with the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They exchanged brotherly talks during the meeting, which reflected the depth of the historic relations between the leaderships and people of the two countries, as well as the desire to boost them and enhance the march of the Gulf Cooperation Council in various domains. The two leaders also discussed other issues of mutual interest and the regional and international arenas. The meeting was attended by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, His Royal Highness Prince Saud Al Faisal, the Foreign Minister, His Royal Highness the Deputy Crown Prince, Second Deputy Premier and the Saudi Monarch and the Special Envoy Migrin bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and the Royal Highnesses, the Princes and their Excellencies, the Cabinet members. On the Kuwaiti side, the meeting was attended by His Excellency the First Deputy Premier and Minister of Foreign Affairs Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, and members of the official delegation accompanying His Highness. In honor of His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah and his accompanying delegation, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Abdulaziz bin Al Saud, the Crown Prince, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, hosted a dinner banquet yesterday evening on the occasion of His Highness' brotherly visit to the kingdom. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah and his official accompanying delegation left the Saudi capital Riyadh at dawn today following his brotherly visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Highness was seen off at the airport by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince, Deputy Premier and Minister of Defense, His Royal Highness Prince Turki bin Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Emir of Riyadh area, and Kuwait's Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh Thamer Jaber Al Ahmed Al Jaber الصباح. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah and his accompanying delegation arrived in Riyadh yesterday evening on a brotherly visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Highness was received at the airport by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince, Deputy Premier and Minister of Defense, His Royal Highness Prince Turki bin Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Emir of Riyadh area, and Kuwait's Ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh Thamer Jaber Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Subah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Subah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Subah also sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, on the occasion of his country's National Day. And His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al Hamad Al Subah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Subah received this morning at Bayan Palace His Highness Sheikh Nasser Al Mohammed Al Ahmed Al Subah. His Highness the Crown Prince also received His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al Hamad Al Subah, the Prime Minister. His Highness the Crown Prince then received the First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Subah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Subah. His Highness the Crown Prince later received the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Interior Sheikh Mohammed Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Subah. Finally, His Highness the Crown Prince received the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense Sheikh Khalid Al Jarrah Al Subah. The National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al Ghanem received today at his office the Speaker of the Shura Council of the Sultanate of Oman, Sheikh Khalid bin Hinan Al Maouli, and his accompanying delegation. During the meeting, the officials discussed relations between the two countries and ways to enhance them in the international parliamentary arenas. For his part, Oman's Shura Council Speaker hailed the results of his visit to the country following his meeting with His Highness the Emir Sheikh Subah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Subah. Meanwhile, the National Assembly Speaker hosted a luncheon in honor of his Omani counterpart and his accompanying delegation that was attended by a number of National Assembly members. The Speaker of the Shura Council of the Sultanate of Oman, Sheikh Khalid bin Hilal Al Maouli, and his accompanying delegation left the country today, concluding a 3-day official visit. The Omani Shura Council Speaker was seen off at the airport by the National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al Ghanem, head of the accompanying mission of honor MP Ahmad Mohammed Al Hamdan, Secretary General of the National Assembly Allam Ali Al Kendari, and a number of National Assembly officials. His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al Hamad Al Subah, the Prime Minister, received today at Bayan Palace Speaker of the Shura Council of the Sultanate of Oman, Sheikh Khalid bin Hilal Al Maouli, and his accompanying delegation on the occasion of his visit to the country. The meeting was attended by the head of the accompanying mission of honor, MP Ahmad Mohammed Al Hamdan, Secretary General of the National Assembly Allam Ali Al Kendari, and Assistant Under-Secretary for Local Affairs at His Highness the Premier's Diwan, Sheikh Khalid Mohammed Al Khalid Al Subah. His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al Hamad Al Subah, the Prime Minister, received today at Bayan Palace the Chairman of the Arab and International Relations Council, Mohammed Jassim Al Sagar, and board members on the occasion of convening the 4th meeting of the Council's Board of Trustees in Kuwait. The meeting was attended by the Assistant Under-Secretary for Local Affairs at His Highness the Premier's Diwan, Sheikh Khalid Mohammed Al Khalid Al Subah. The first Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, met today with the member of the Executive Committee of the Palestine Liberation Organization, Chief Peace Negotiator Dr. Saeb Araqat, on the occasion of his visit to the country. During the meeting, the officials discussed Kuwaiti-Palestinian relations and means of promoting them, tackling the latest developments in the Palestinian territories. The meeting was attended by the Director of the Arab World Department, Ambassador Abdel Hamid Ali Al-Failakawi, and a number of officials from the Foreign Ministry. The Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs, Sheikh Salman Sabah Al-Salim Lahmoud Al-Sabah, met with His Excellency the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, to discuss bilateral relations between the two countries and means to enhance them in various fields. The meeting was held on the sidelines of the first Global Forum on Youth Policies taking place in the Azeri capital, Baku. The State of Kuwait expressed deep concern towards the political turmoil in the Republic of Yemen, which is affecting the fellow Arab countries' security and economic welfare. In a letter to the UN Security Council, Kuwait's permanent envoy to the United Nations, Ambassador Mansour Ayad Al-Ataibi, called on the international community to get involved and support Yemen in its current predicament and help the government seek peaceful transition of power. Thousands of former Hamas-run government in Gaza received their salaries today for the first time in months. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Public Works and Housing began distributing construction materials to Gazans whose houses were destroyed during Israel's devastating military offensive. Majlou Haidi has more in this report.
For the first time in months, Gaza's civil workers of the former Hamas-run government received salaries after the Palestinian Authority has transferred millions of dollars to Gaza. This comes as a new attempt to solve the salary crisis, which led most of Gazan employees to live in a state of hardship and suffering.
The bank today will distribute $1,200 for around 24,000 employees of former Hamas government. This will happen through 3 days starting from today.
We are so happy today because they will pay for us. We have been waiting since long time for this day. We hope there will be another payments because we didn't receive any salary since almost 1 year.
Earlier this week, a UN official said that the UN has been exerting significant efforts to work out a solution to the salary crisis. In a recent statement, the Palestinian Minister of Labor said Qatar donated $30 million that would be distributed to thousands of public workers, excluding the security forces. The issue of salaries was a major point of tension between Palestinian political factions. But today, observers say that the first financial installment is a great success for Palestinians' consensus government. In another development, the Palestinian Ministry of Public Works and Housing announced that truckloads of cement that were delivered to Gaza would be distributed soon to families whose homes were damaged during this summer's battle between Israel and Hamas. The ministry's website listed around 1,000 names of Gazans with damaged homes who would be eligible for vouchers to get the reconstruction materials starting on Thursday. But Gaza's civil organizations say the process of reconstruction could lead to serious challenges as long as it's controlled by outside groups.
I think it's important to start the reconstruction of Gaza, but at the same time, not to follow the UN mechanism to enter the reconstruction materials, because it will sustain the siege, it will legitimize the siege, and at the same time, the names of the beneficiaries will be vetted by the Israeli side, and will be security criteria for that. So it will take long time to reconstruct Gaza, and at the same time there will be discrimination between the people.
The United Nations estimates that 100,000 homes in Gaza were damaged or destroyed in the war. Majlou Haidi, Kuwait TV, Gaza.
And finally, moving to the local financial news, where the three main indices of Kuwait Stock Exchange were green by the end of today's trading session, with the price index gaining 34 points to reach 7,371 points. The KSX 15 index also gained 1 point to settle at 1,169 points, and the Wade index put on about 1 point and registered at 481 points. The share of the Hilal Cement Company was the top gainer of the day, while that of the National Petroleum Services Company suffered the biggest loss. For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. Well, with that, we conclude our news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Have a pleasant time. I'm Maham Kawa. Before we go, we remind you once again of our main top stories. Have a pleasant time and good night. His Highness the Emir receives the Speaker of the Shura Council of the Sultanate of Oman on the occasion of his visit to the country. His Highness the Emir returns home following a visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for summit talks with the custodian of the two holy mosques. Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs discusses bilateral relations with the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan. And the State of Kuwait expresses deep concern towards the political turmoil in Yemen and calls on the international community to get involved.